Hi everyone, I'm Kiki, and here on Polity TV today we've got the Student Union President, Oba. Who is Oba?
Yeah, Harbor, how to say, the name Harbor is the final stage of a refining process. Right from my home country, I'm not bearing that name, and that's not my real name. It's a nickname given to myself by myself. So, my name is Adeyemi Adebayo.
Yeah.
I am a Nigerian. I'm from Ondo State, Ondo Township precisely, and I schooled in Federal Poly Ilaro to acquire my polytechnic degree. I then moved to Bells University to acquire my degree in biotechnology, and I had about 10 years experience in food and safety, working as a lab manager, micro lab manager, and analytical manager. And after that, I was like, oh, the king, I have uh, the resilience, like, oh, I need to push further. You understand? I can do better than what I'm doing at the moment. So that's when I was like, okay, let me seek for global opportunities and let me push my education further. And that's why I had the opportunity to apply to Wolverhampton University. And applying to Wolverhampton University had been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life because at the time I was making that decision, I was at the lowest of my career because I've been downgraded, I've been rejected, no forms of, I don't even have any hope or any positivity of like, oh, what is your next move? But I made that decision, and along the line, I was like, okay, what can I do to influence people? What can I do to support people? So before I left my home country, I started assisting people with their admission because when I got my admission, I did the processing with the help of my friend to assist me with the visa processing. But I was part of the processing. Do you understand? And that gives me the opportunity to understand the process involved in seeking admission abroad and getting a visa. So when I got my visa, I got it almost 2 months and 3 weeks to resumption. So a lot of students are still at the early stage of the admission process. So I just decided to like let me give a helping hand to students that are also traveling because we have a group that belongs to Wolverhampton students. So in that group, I always answer a lot of questions when students are stopped with admission process, with visa process. I always give them the support they need, the necessary answer they need to move to the next stage. So right from there, I was like, my nickname was not Oba. Then my nickname is a very rash name. You understand? I was like, I can't travel abroad with this name, and these people in this group will be acknowledging me with this name because that's the name on my WhatsApp, on my contact, and everything. So I decided to change the name to Oba because before prior to that people call me Obalola. Then I was like, Obalola don't used to become a king. No, I don't want to be a Obalola. Let me extract the name Oba from Obalola. So I gave myself Oba. So all my profile, all my social media and I changed it to Oba. That's the name. So people started calling me Oba. So when I keep on assisting them, they like talk to Oba. Oba has this, Oba has this. So I've been giving a lot of support to them. On getting to the United Kingdom, most of them were like, Oba, you've assisted us in Nigeria. We need your help here. I'm also new. You guys are new, and I'm also new to the system. So I now like, okay, if this is the case, then I need to give myself that challenging, like, okay, you have to take the responsibility. People are looking up to you, and you can't just afford to disappoint them. Then I started making research, digging into places. What are the things we need to survive in the United Kingdom?
You took that
So
big step because they needed
they
you.
need
Yeah.
me because whatsoever I tell them, they always do. They always listen, and I don't want to disappoint majority of them. So I made that decision to further the research to know more on how to survive. as a student in United Kingdom. So within few weeks, I was able to like get my stance, and I was able to like give response to a lot of people. Like, okay, if you want this is how to do it. People that are still in Nigeria, when you get to the immigration stage, you have to do this at the airport. You have to come with this, with that. So within 1 month to 2 months, the name started trending within the
Within the
UK,
university.
such that people I don't even know will message me or call me. Someone refer you to me that I should message you that you have a solution to my problem. I was like, oh, well, okay. I keep on doing that. So now, when the stage comes for the student union president, they were the one pronouncing it that we want you as our president, despite the fact that we are having a presiding president on
Yes.
seat. They said they want me as the president. They say no, 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 there is no excuse. You just have to go for that role. Then I was like, okay, I won't say because you guys are pushing me to go and do it. Do I really want to do it? Are you really
You have to do
ready
it on your own
to take
accord.
the accountability, the responsibility for taking this role? And I was like, if this is what I've been doing, even as a student union president, most of the things I've been doing for the student are things that is being expected of a student union president. So I moved into the office, talked to the current president, and I was like, okay, I would like to know the process involved in becoming the student union president. They explained everything to me. Then I was like, okay, you guys, what is the policy? What is the procedure? They explained to me. I now realize that they can go for a maximum of 2 tenure, and those guys are just going for completing their first tenure.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I have to come into the system, then I will have to compete with them. And okay, I was like, oh, don't let me do that. Let me compete with new set of people.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Let me give them the maximum support they need to succeed in their role. And besides, they are also from Nigeria. So why will I be competing with my fellow
With your own
Nigerians and share the
people,
vote
yeah.
among ourselves? So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to give you my support, everything. And next coming academic year, I will still be eligible to contest for the post. So then I gave them my support. I told all my fellow, all other students on the group, on the WhatsApp, on the social media that I am supporting this set of people. Please, can you support them? These are things they are doing, and I also will also support them to ensure that their administration is more successful. So with that, everything worked
It all
out
worked
well.
out in the end.
Yeah. So the following year, which is 2024, I now contested for the student union president. I now won the election. So
Congratulations.
thank you very much. And since last year, July, that have resumed to office, the first tenure will be ending by the end of this month. And to the glory of God, we've tried and we've been able to impact student life positively. So that's just the summary of the name
That's
Oba.
just the
So the
beginning.
name just like fly out of nowhere, and people started calling me Oba, Oba. Even
Oba's
people,
international.
yeah. So I now decided to change it to Oba Wolves when I understand the system in Wolverhampton, not in UK. Like, okay, I know this environment, I know the people knows me. Then let me change my name to Oba Wolves.
Yeah.
So that's why you now see people call Oba Wolves or Oba Wolves. So that's the origin of the name Oba.
Wolverhampton made you into the person
Of-
who you are now.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Given the criticisms of your past term, how will you address these failures publicly and reassure students that you are committed to making meaningful changes this time around?
I think, when you are coming into a new system, one thing you need to know is you need to relax and be calm. Have your own agenda. And when coming to a new system like that, you don't just come and implement your own agenda. What you need to do is study the environment, study the process. Then when you study the process, you understand their policy, their article, and how things are being done. Then you're not like, okay, are they doing it the right way or are they doing it the wrong way? So when I came into the system, I was like, wow, this is a very different process. There are some things that are not being done the way it's meant to be, and you can't just come on and say no, you have to do it my own way because you are the president. No, you don't do that. So I just have to like align with them and study how things are being done for like 4 weeks into my resumption into office. So I wasn't comfortable with the way things have been going on. So I liaised with the other sabbatical officers, and they were like, well, that is it. It is what it is. So let's just, you
Leave it
understand,
how it
we
is.
don't want to cause chaos, or let's just allow peace to reign. Then I said, no, if this is the peace that you want to reign, no, no, I don't do my own things like this. But what do I need to do? Who is the highest officer? Who is having the highest office holder in this administration, which is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer? So I was like, okay, I will need to have more conversation with the officer, because as a SAB, we are also a member of the board of
Trustees
trustee,
board,
and we are board of trustee member all the whole SABs, and the responsibility of the CEO is to take order from the board of trustee, and the board of trustee contains about four lay trustee and four sabbatical officers. That makes eight. So we have the chair and we have the convener. So I am supposed to be the chair. Do you understand? But when I came into the system, the chair wasn't given to me because the previous president wasn't given the chair. Do you understand? So a system was in place that is not proper. Okay, so and that is how they have been running it. So what I just did was read through the articles, understand the policy, and I look at, I need to know my responsibility and my job role. So when I have a full understanding of that, then I now walk up to the CEO and the current chair of trustee that I noticed this, and they were like, "Oh, talk to your CEO." I'm talking to the board of trustees. They are referring me back to the CEO. I was like, in the articles I read, we are meant to give instruction and responsibility to the CEO. Why are you referring me back to? So I now notice a kind of culture among the student union staff. We are the SABs. We have staff that works with student union. So I noticed they are not happy. They are being micromanaged. They can't do things on their own, and the current CEO always authoritatively gives order, gives instruction, whether you are happy or not happy. Those kind of things are going on. And I noticed that with the advent of that, it will be very difficult for we, the SARS, to have a good relationship with the union staff because they are professionals. Do you understand? They are meant to train us, work with us. We are the face of the student. We will come with the complaints from the student. We will discuss with them. They will now have a conversation with us and like, okay, can we do it this way? Can we do it this way? Just for the student to have a good academic experience. Now, if the staff are not comfortable and they are not in good state, do you think they will be able to think in their right mind to give us the best suggestion or the best solution to any problem we are taking to them? Then I was like, oh no. I went to this chair second time to complain, the third time to complain, referring me back. Then a drastic process has to be taken. And at the end of it, we as a SAB were able to achieve our aim by starting from restructuring the student union.
So you had to
You know,
kind of,
when you want to deal with a problem, it's better for you to start from the root,
and you go from the inside.
because
and
the moment
work
you are
your way.
treating surface problem, the problem will continue to come. But when you deal with root cause analysis and you are able to take the root cause of a particular problem away, believe me, for the next 5, 10, 15 years, you will have that problem. So we are able to start from the CEO, which is the highest hierarchy of office. And to the glory of God, we are able to put the CEO aside, put someone there as an interim, and plan for the recruitment of a new CEO. While that was ongoing, every activities within the student union were going on smoothly. So when those staffs were happy, they were able to give us idea. They were able to discuss with us, and we were able to attend to students. Do you understand? So those are the major challenges I faced when I got into office, which I'm not even meant to face that kind of issue.
Yeah.
But with the help of God and the help of our leaders, we were able to overcome that. And now I will be happy to tell you that the students are very much happy. We've been able to engage on thousands of students from then till now, which I believe in the next coming academic year we will also do better.
I think you really did turn up at one of the best times to fix it all and put it back together.
Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you.
all right.
Many students felt that their needs were not adequately addressed during your last term. How do you plan to hold yourself accountable for improving welfare services in the new regime?
Yeah, I think in regards to your question, that was a major challenge when I came into office, which was the transport issue. When I was resuming in July, the bus was taken in June by the previous administration before I came in as president. So the bus that the students used to transport themselves to Warsaw or to Telford was withdrawn by the university. And when this happened, I was now resuming into office. So when I resume into office, the student wouldn't want to listen to you. They will challenge you, why do you take out our bus? Meanwhile, I wasn't in office when the bus was taken. But the proximity of when they stopped the bus and when I resumed into office was very close, June and July. Now, we have to okay, what can we do? Go into negotiation, go into conversation, liaising with the university. Why are you doing this? I am just coming into the system. Can you please explain to me? And the university were able to explain the reason why they took out the bus. Number one, the bus was underutilized. The bus is a major welfare to the student because cost of transportation currently is very high. They now explain, they did their survey, they did their analysis, and they present this to me in a meeting that the bus was underutilized. Normally, the bus is meant to take, let's say, 300 students to Warsaw and Telford, and when coming back, take about 200 to 300 students back to Wolverhampton. But unfortunately, throughout the whole day, the bus might have taken just 30 students to and fro, and they will definitely pay the hired company a full amount of money, and they paid roughly about £1 million. Do you understand? And they were like, okay, rather than wasting this money on this bus issue, why can't we just convert this money to some other things within the university that can benefit the student? And that is why they okay, we are converting that money to refurbish the library. Now, if you are here 2 years ago or 1 year ago, this library is not the way it is.
No.
This is not the library we have before. They spent a lot of money here to refurbish it, to put so many services in place to make students' journey, student education experience more better. And while doing that, we just have to make the university to understand that there are people that are affected by this post. What do you intend to do for them? How do you intend to make life easy for them? And the university make a proposal to us that if we can accept it, then they can go ahead with it. And what was the proposal? They intend to give every student in Warsaw, in Telford, that has to be affected by the bus, a £1,000 transportation fee, which will be remitted into their Canva, into their account. And they were like, if we are okay with this, then any student that is affected, we can share the updates on our social media, on our website, within the SU. And we did that. Okay, we communicate our message to our students through mails, through social media, that if you are being affected, with this removal of this boss, just come to the student union and let's have a conversation with you. Then we can look for the best way to support you. And up to date, I won't lie to you, a lot of students that have been affected have been given at least £1,000 for a full academic year towards their transport. That's one of the things we've done towards welfare. Okay, and now aside that, we have also reached out to the council, Wolverhampton Council. They even offer us about £10,000 last year to support students towards cost of living, and we also disseminated it to all students. And again, we went back to them again early this year. They still gave us about £25,000 to give to students, which is still ongoing at the moment. You understand? So that's some of the things we've been doing towards welfareism.
Yeah, how was that distributed among students? Was
Yeah,
that
what we did was, we have over 21,000 students, and £10,000 can go around among 21,000 students. So what we did was, we the SABs, the SU team, has to put on our social media channel, on our home platform, and we have to like make student that comes to our office and tell them about it. Do you understand that? Oh, we have an ongoing program in the student union whereby we give at least 50 to £100 to students. So if you know you need it, or you are going through one or two hardship, you can walk up to the ACT Center, which is the Advice and Representation Center, and lodge your complaint, pick a form and fill, and they will get back to you and remit the money. Then if you have friends that you knew that they are also going through the same thing, reach out to them, direct them to the SU, then they can also pick up a form and they will be given. So that is what we did. We did that simply because if we had to put it on this SU media, we will have a lot of traffic. And before you know it, the 10,000 will finish within 1 hour. What will happen to the remaining student? So it's not something we can just go on live broadcast, but we ensure that students that patronizes the student union, that comes to us for issue, that comes to our event center, that uses our services, okay, we make sure that they are aware of the program, and they all get what they need to do. And same thing is also going on right now. 25,000 can go around among 21,000 students. So we just have to like talk to them on the groups. Anyone that comes, tell your friend this is ongoing. Let them come and pick up a phone, and they've been doing fantastically well with it.
Yeah, I think though those initiatives they have quite an overwhelming response when the
Okay.
uni reaches out.
Okay.
I do, I think the uni does have a problem with how it does reach out to some people,
Yeah.
just because no one's really checking that uni
Oh,
email.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
A lot of students, when they get into a system like this, they will be like, oh, we are here already, so why do I need to check? Some of them will check their mail maybe 2 3 weeks, and you have chunks of mail. So when benefits comes, how will you know if you're not checking all those things from time to time? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kiki. Thank you for taking the time to watch the interview with the Student Union President. It's been absolutely lovely hearing what he has lined up for everyone at University of Wolverhampton, and I cannot wait to speak with him again soon. Thank you to everyone for watching, and thank you to the cameraman who's been so lovely to us today. Like and subscribe.